Yeah, hi there, and these comments are for Felix, and first of all, congratulations, you are making progress. According to your email, you went from 71 back in December, and then in July you got 78 on your most recent TOEFL exam. You had 21 points in the reading, 16 points in the listening, 19 points in the speaking, and 22 points for the writing. So you're making progress, but there's always a but when I get emails. You need to get 90, right? So you say that you want to use my service, but you're pretty busy with your high school assignments, right? You say that you're very weak when it comes to listening to lectures with the vocabulary. You also have trouble with the reading passages. Any solutions and problems would be appreciated. So here's the thing. I don't know if there's an exact solution to your problem. The situation here is you need to set time aside to study and practice the TOEFL exam. But if you're too busy, you can't do it. So I can't really solve that problem. You have to look at your own schedule and figure out how you can manage your time. Now, I'll tell you what you need to do, and then you have to make a determination if you're going to have enough time, but be careful. Do not join my course if you don't have enough time to practice, because you're just wasting your money, right? So you want to make sure if you do join my course that you study regularly, you want to study daily. So my recommendations for you are as follows. There's really three basic recommendations. I'm going to outline them right now, and then I'll talk about them in more detail. You want to do a lot of reading. That's number one, a lot of listening practice, number two, and you're going to want to spend about 2 hours at my online TOEFL course going through my 90-day TOEFL study guide. That's probably what you want to do. Now keep in mind that my study guide is simply a suggestion. Once you become one of my students, you will have complete, unlimited access to over 700 lessons. You'll get vocabulary, pronunciation, and grammar practice. You'll get reading and listening practice. And you'll also get writing and speaking practice. All right, so let's talk about my first suggestion, reading. You want to get in the habit of reading about 45 minutes every day. Read magazines, newspapers, and longer books, Felix. Number two, you also want to practice listening. You can focus, if you have English TV, you can focus on news, history, documentary, and also science programs, especially science programs. You know how the TOEFL is, Felix. You get all these science passages and things. Vocabulary very high, right? So you want to start practicing listening to this kind of information. Now, if you don't have English TV, but you have the internet, I'm assuming because you emailed me, you can check out 3 websites to help you with listening. Number 1, National Public Radio. Number 2, TED Talks, TED Talks. Number 3, Randall's Cyber Listening Lab. That has a lot of great things to help you with your comprehension. Now, as you're doing my first 2 suggestions, the reading and the listening practice, Felix, you want to make sure that you get in the habit of note-taking. You got to get good notes. This is very important for the TOEFL, trust me. So get comfortable writing notes about the reading and the listening passages that you're practicing. Using your notes, you can write 3 academic summaries weekly. Each summary should be approximately 250 words. So that's 750 words of writing each week on the reading and the listening passages you're practicing. Now you can also do some integrated speaking practice by doing maybe 3 to 5 oral summaries of those reading and listening passages. Again, remember, you're using your notes to speak and write about this information. Now what are you doing, Felix? You're practicing reading, you're practicing listening, you're practicing integrated speaking and integrated writing, right? You're covering a large portion of the test by practicing in those areas. Now, my third recommendation is to go over the lessons in my 90-day TOEFL study guide. Now, Felix, you want to pay attention to the vocabulary lessons. Some of these lessons are going to take time. It'll probably take you 2 or 3 months just to learn the vocabulary words. But be patient. Learn the words, study them, incorporate them into both your speaking and your writing. And what's going to happen, Felix, is you'll begin to recognize these words in reading and listening passages also. But that's very, very important. So if you do those three things, the regular reading, the listening practice, and then maybe 2 hours daily going through the lessons in my online TOEFL study guide, for my 90-day study guide, you will be able to make progress. But the thing is here is you have to be able to balance your time here. I'm telling you that you probably need about 3 months if you're spending about 4 to 5 hours a day every day for 90 days. You should have a very good chance of getting over 90. Now, if you're too busy and you cannot spend that much time in a day, then you can reduce how much time you spend TOEFL each day. You may spend maybe 1 or 2 hours a day. But of course, it's probably going to take you more than 3 months. It might take you 6 months or even 9 months for you to reach your goal. It just depends on how much you're practicing, how regular you're practicing, and how often you do this. All right, Felix, anyway, good luck to you. And thank you for your email, and all the best to your high-scoring TOEFL success.